Hey everyone, Scott here with Forever Armed. Today we're going to take a look at the attributes of a fighting shotgun. The shotgun is going to be one of the most versatile firearms you can have in your arsenal. Not only are they great for hunting, but they're also great for home defense. The versatility of the shotgun comes from the variety of different cartridges that can be fired from them, whether it be birdshot, buckshot, slugs, breaching rounds, less lethal rounds such as beanbag rounds or taser rounds. Some of the two most common brands for a fighting shotgun are going to be the Remington 870 or the Mossberg 500 or 590 series of shotguns. These two models have a proven track record. They're commonly used in law enforcement and in the military. They have a long record of proven reliability in a fight. Remington and Mossberg also make a 20 gauge option or a 20 gauge youth model option. These are ideal for smaller statured people, whether it be a male or a female. They're typically going to be in lighter weight. They're typically going to have around 40% less recoil than 12 gauge. And yes, a 20 gauge is a viable option for a fighting shotgun. You hit someone with a 12 gauge or a 20 gauge, they are not going to know the difference. I can assure you of that. Okay, so now let's look at some of the main features of a fighting shotgun. Let's talk about the barrel length. Barrel length should be around 20 inches or less. This is going to allow you to navigate around in CQB environments. Think of hallways, doorways, small rooms such as bathrooms, closets, etc. Magazine tube. I prefer a high capacity magazine tube on this Mossberg 590A1. This magazine tube will hold 8 2 3/4 inch cartridges. One of the challenges of keeping a fighting shotgun up and running in a fight is keeping it fed, keeping it loaded. These things don't hold that many rounds to begin with, so you want a magazine tube that's going to hold as many rounds as possible. If you buy a shotgun that only holds, say, a capacity of 6, you can often buy an extension piece with the magazine tube that will allow you to load, 1 or 2 more cartridges into the magazine tube, which is going to be ideal for a fighting shotgun. Let's take a look at the stock. Again, I prefer a shorter stock. This has a 12.5 inch length of pull, meaning from the trigger to the end of the buttstock here is going to be 12.5 inches. Often when you buy a shotgun, the length of pull is going to typically be somewhere around 14 to 16 inches. I prefer a shorter length of pull stock on my shotgun. Again, the smaller the package, the overall package of the shotgun, the smaller it is, the easier it's going to be, once again, to navigate around in CQB environments such as hallways, doorways, bathrooms, closets, any indoor structure in general. The shorter stock is also going to allow you to operate the firearm more effectively. For instance, I can be shooting from my strong side shoulder. Having that shorter stock is going to allow me to easily transfer over to my support side shoulder if I need to. A lot easier than if I had a longer stock on it. Alright, now let's take a look at the sights on a fighting shotgun. On my particular shotgun here, as you can see, I just have a simple bead sight. In my opinion, that's really all that is really needed on a fighting shotgun. I like the simplicity of just being able to bring the gun up, looking down that barrel and acquiring that front bead sight. Some shotguns may have a notch and post sight, some might have ghost ring sights, and both of those are fine too. I have no problem with them. I just like the simplicity of just being able to look at that bead sight and that's it. One thing I think I might do with mine though is I might put a XS big dot sight in the front of there, so I can have that big white ball just to bring that gun up and be able to acquire that front sight a lot faster. That's one modification I plan on doing to this shotgun. As far as optic sights, my opinion, optic sights on a shotgun aren't really that necessary, just due to the nature of how a shotgun works and how you utilize a shotgun in a fight. If you want to put an optic sight in your shotgun, go for it. It's not a bad thing. You're still going to have all the benefits that come with a optic sight. But in my opinion, again, I just personally don't find them as necessary on a shotgun as I would on a rifle. Alright, now let's take a look at some what are, in my opinion, must-have accessories for a fighting shotgun. First of all, light. You need to have a light on your fighting shotgun to be able to see and acquire your target and know what's beyond it in a low light situation. If you can't see and acquire and identify your target, you should not be pressing the trigger on it. So a light is definitely a mandatory accessory in my opinion. On this shotgun I have a Surefire 4-in light. I highly recommend this light. This light is designed to be on a shotgun. A lot of times guys will put a cheaper light on their shotgun, shoot it for half a day, and suddenly the light doesn't work anymore because it's not made to handle the abuse and the recoil of a shotgun. This light is designed to do that. On the side here I have a momentary on switch, so if I hit the switch it comes on. If I let go of it, it comes off. I prefer momentary switches on all of my lights. I don't like clicky switches that are permanently on. On the side here, I do have the option to permanently turn the light on or off. I can't imagine ever using that other than if I'm down to running the shotgun one-handed. Say this hand's out of the fight and I need to run this gun one-handed, I can hit that light and run the gun one-handed if need be. Otherwise, I don't know why I would ever have the light constantly on like that. Secondly, another accessory that I think is very important is a side saddle. There's going to be two types of side saddles you can have. Basically, these allow to have additional ammunition on the side of the gun, as you can see here. There's going to be hard side saddles, and there's going to be side saddles like this, known as a shot card. A hard side saddle is going to typically be like a plastic or an aluminum mounted side saddle that's on here permanently, well, screwed in for the most part permanently. Whereas this one is a velcroed on shot card. So one of the benefits of having the side saddle, having that additional ammunition on the side of your gun, is that when your gun starts to go empty, you can just grab rounds off your shot card or side saddle and get your gun topped off. With the Velcro, one of the reasons I prefer the Velcro shot cards is that when I am done with that, I can rip that one off, come up, grab another one, slap it on there. Now I've got another shot card readily available there on the side of my gun. Whereas with the hard side saddles, they're permanently mounted. Once it's empty, it's empty. You can't quickly replace it right away. So I recommend the Velcroed shot cards over the hard side saddles. Alright, the last thing we'll take a look at is the sling. Sling is mandatory, in my opinion, on all long guns. Just like a holster keeps your pistol on you at all times, a sling keeps your long gun on you at all times. Very important to have. There's going to be two main types of slings out there, a single point or a 2-point. On a pump action shotgun such as this one, I prefer a single point sling. I want to keep my sling away from this area of the shotgun when I'm running this action. What I've seen a lot of times is people who run 2-point slings with an attachment on this end and an attachment up here, is they go to grab onto the forend, they accidentally grab onto the sling as well. They go to work the action of the pump and they can't work it because they've got their hand on that sling as well. So again, I prefer a single point on a pump action shotgun to keep the sling away from this area of the shotgun. On a semi-automatic, it doesn't really matter because you're not working the action of a pump. So if you have a semi-automatic, you can run with a single point or a 2-point sling. Speaking of semi-automatics, people are like, well, what about a semi-automatic? Is that a viable option? They absolutely are. The only reason I'm not talking about them in this video is because the Remington 870, the Mossberg 500, and 590 shotguns have a long-standing history of reliability in gunfights. Once again, they're used in law enforcement and in the military. Yes, semi-automatics are as well, but for the scope of this video, I'm just talking about the Remington 870 and the Mossberg 500 and 590 as viable options for a shotgun. If you have a semi-automatic shotgun and that's what you use for home defense, great. Get out and get some training on it. Make sure that you know how to operate that shotgun effectively in a fight and test it for its reliability, and training is a great way to do that. If you're looking for training on a shotgun, here in 2017 I have a Shotgun Operations 1 class coming up in October, I believe it is. So go to foreverarmed.com and register for that class if you want some training on your shotgun. Once again, this is Scott with Forever Armed, reminding you to be ready for the moment. You must train for the moment.